when the prosecutors themselves, after resisting 8 years of my proposed legislation of a different kind, finally come on board and sign on to a new version of this that focuses on the least guilty of a bunch of very guilty people. What they're doing is agreeing with me that 3 strikes goes too far, that it enmeshes in that wide net. Some people, they're felons. They need to be punished, but not by life without possibility of parole. What life without parole is being thrown away. It's a decision by society through the courts that you can't live here anymore, that you're going to live in a jail and you're going to die in a jail, and that you are literally being thrown away like refuse. There's some people that need to be in jail forever. Okay, we get that. That's a hard thing to say. Some of the people who got caught up in that net don't belong in that. They need to be sentenced, they need to serve time, but not forever. Because for some people, there is redemption. And I don't mean that just as a, religious concept. Some people come to a state, even in prison, in which they grab hold of themselves, they understand themselves, they are truly remorseful. They do what they can to better themselves in the years allotted. Those people, I think, ought to have a chance to persuade the parole board to release them to supervision, 2 years of supervision, like every other released felon. They'd be watched for 2 years, and then after the 2 years, they're on their own. Those people, there's about maybe 16 to 20 of them, about 5% of the 3-strike population, are the people with only Class B felonies, none of the Class A's at all, among the 3, all Class B's, 3 of them. No murder, kidnapping, rape, none of that stuff. These are typically robbery 2nd degree, where conceivably nobody got hurt. Assault 2nd degree, a barroom fight went bad. They're felons. They need to be punished. But listen to this. No weapons enhancements. We have 2 kinds of, there's a deadly weapon enhancement and there's a firearm enhancement. Any of those in any of the 3 and you're out. You can't do this. No sex offenders. What you've got left is these 16 to 20 people. I believe that those people, after 15 years of hard time on their 3rd strike, that is no good time here, no earned early release, 15 calendar years from the time they were first incarcerated on their 3rd strike, all they get is to go to the parole board. And they get to make the argument to the parole board that every other parolee, when we had parole, got to make. And that is, A, I'm remorseful and I'm rehabilitated to the extent that I can be. I've taken advantage of the educational programs in the prison, the psychological programs, work if it's available, drug and alcohol. Second, that there is a place for me at home, that there is a family waiting for me, could be their elders or could be children and a wife maybe, that there are people who are willing to keep an eye on me, to help me get a job, to help me reintegrate into my church, into my social group, keep me away from those streets, that there are people there to look out for me, not just the CCO, but family, pastor, teacher, friends. And ultimately, what the parole board does, the Indeterminate Sentence Review Board, we call it now, what they do is to take a chance on some people who meet that very high bar. By the way, the evidence of all of these things needs to be shown by clear and convincing evidence to the ISRB. Not maybe, not sorta. They got to be shown that this guy is worth the risk. Yeah, there is some risk. The guy can reoffend. I know that. They know that. You know who knows that most of all? Is the guys in prison who want the first people to be released to act responsibly because it looks bad for them and it's bad for their chances to get out if we have a screw up. This is a relatively moderate change to the current law. This is no longer the bill that I've had for years that would take robbery second degree out of the list of strikes and resentence all those guys, 80 or 90 guys. This is the least culpable of culpable people. And you know what I think it really demands this more than anything is a simple sense of justice. That it's justice when we put somebody away for life who deserves to be. It's justice when we take somebody back who doesn't deserve to be there.